Respect the place that you call home. Respect the land in which you roam. Respect the country you were born. Let's take it back. Respect reform. Hold on to freedom, hold on to hope. Don't give them slack, don't give them rope. Don't walk and hang your head in shame. Be proud, stand tall, and we will reign.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 37 of A Conversation with Neil Stevens. And tonight we're going to have a overarching topic here in the title of the podcast. Therefore, is your vote, your voice, Exeter decides, because the Exeter City Council elections are on. Now, in this podcast, we're going to be focusing on community issues primarily. They're issues that affect local residents, right? And of course, we will be talking about issues that affect us of a national basis. So that's that. So Neil, how about some topics? Are we going to be talking about some interesting topics tonight?
Yeah. Good evening, guys. Well, want to say, Nat, hope you're getting better. Nat would normally come on. He went for a arm operation or shoulder operation last Thursday. He was there giving it the big one, saying I'll be out the next day and I'll be back on. But he has actually suffered this week and he's had to have time out. So Nat, from Tony and I and Rob, hope you get better soon. And
Yeah, hope you get better, Nat.
don't big time it this time, all right? Yeah, and enjoy the horse racing. Okay, what we're going to be talking about tonight is local issues raised this week. So Tony and I have been around discussing it with everybody. The whole heat source pump down by the river next to the railway station, one of my biggest gripes right now. The bus reliability, whether it's good or bad. I had a really good meeting with Peter, the stagecoach, and local election voters turnout. We're going to discuss that. We're jumping out the box a little bit about global events affecting the cost of living. So we're going to be careful what we say, but it should be an interesting conversation. There's only three of us tonight. I did invite the wife along, but she point blankly
Just doesn't
said
want
no.
to do it, does she?
Back to Robert and his little gadgets, which we said
thanks
don't
a lot,
put on.
Neil. So just to share with you all that we would really enjoy your voice, hearing your voice actually, and the way you can do that is if you're using our Facebook, you can of course give us your comments on there, text away, your keyboard warriors, and you could actually do that on YouTube, okay? And if you want to send us a little text to this phone number that's on the screen here, please do that as well, right? Yeah, we want to hear from you. Your voice matters, and that's what we're focused on, right? So let's kick this off, Neil. Let's talk about our first topic, should we?
Well, what we'll do is we'll bounce off first. The reason we come on every Thursday, and it's still trying to spread the word, is to talk about what we've been up to in our districts. Right, so I'm going to do one subject. Tony's going to do another, and we'll bounce back so I don't dominate all the time, because I can be quite pushy on that, and it's not that meant to be. So I'm going to go back to last Friday. Interesting. Go to chat box if anybody's in Cowick, Alphington, St. Thomas, Exwick. Chat box is a fantastic place. It's on Ede Lane. I went there at 9:30. I didn't leave till gone 12. Everybody was lovely. I get one good thing. I get loads of kisses from the ladies. That's the older ladies, because I get down on my knees because I can't hear them because I wear hearing aids. And they say, you no need to get down on your knees, but I do. And I pick up so much. A lot of people want to just talk to me. A lot of people want to say what's going on, what's wrong. A lot of things they understand we can't actually deal with. But if you ever get time, guys, it doesn't matter where you are in Exeter, just go down to Chatbox. It's a hub of the community.
Where's Chatterbox?
Yeah, Ede Lane, just go in Ede Lane. I used to go Sunday school there when I was actually young. But Adrian, I won't mention his second name, and his team have spent a lot of time and effort to make this building fantastic. You get free cake, you get tea, coffee, scones, whatever. They asked for contributions, but if you didn't want to pay for it, you don't have to.
This is the Alphington Village Hall you're talking about, right?
That's it.
Oh,
yeah.
that's a great
So
place.
that's my first point, and I did promise them about Stagecoach, which I'll cover later on in this. Tony?
I've been, actually
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
get
I mean,
a
it
hold
would
of
be-
them to
it'd be
do, maybe
nice.
Pickleball there.
No.
Oh, well, no, I don't think they play pickleball there. It'll be nice, really, if something like Chatterbox sort of came about in St Thomas or Exwick. I mean, there are the community groups, but it would be nice to sort of get some of the older OAPs out, get together and sort of meet each other, because a lot of them at the moment are stuck at home, you know, and they rely on the carers that come in or the visitors, that the social workers and that come in to check that they're all right. And on saying that, it's always important to make sure any OAPs in your area, check them out, make sure they're all right. It's been a very cold winter. Back to you, Neil.
Yep, very interesting. I was approached by a new organisation who wants basically a charity to go out and support people over 75. So I've invited the lady onto the show, which is going to come on the next 2-3 weeks. We've got some interesting ladies coming on over next week, the week after, and all that. So that'll be good. Over the weekend, I had my granddaughter, who, by the way, kept me up, and my wife all night Saturday. She was really, really ill, and we knew that, but I wanted to give my future son-in-law and my daughter a rest, but I wouldn't swap it for the world. She was lovely, and she hugs me and loves me. But going back to Keyboard Warriors, very interesting. I put out about the Payback team, which, again, were out on Saturday. I drove by, I stopped, I go to the shop, I buy them Coke, lemonade and cake.
Sounds like bribery to me.
It's not bribery, it's really appreciated. And Dean, thank you ever so much. So all the people who wrote into me asking the roads, I've already delivered it. There's 2 more roads I've got to add because they were late sending them in. But I did have a keyboard warrior. May I talk about the keyboard warrior, Tony?
Yeah, you can really, because it's one of the things that we are cursed with as county councillors.
Cheers.
Keyboard
but
warriors.
First, let me give a hat tip to Andrew, who has given us our first comment on the podcast, and he says, "Too bad we're missing a bit of glamour tonight." So, what does he mean by that?
I'm here. What do you want, Andrew?
Well, he's talking about my wife, obviously. Well, if she comes in a minute, I'm going to try and get her on, all right? Because I know I'm punching over my weight. I know I'm a lucky man. She is my I don't want to say soulmate, but she is. And I say this, I go to bed happy and I wake up happy. And Robert, can you keep off the buttons, please? Yeah? All right, he's a man with it. But the keyboard warrior, he basically, I just said about the Payback team, and this gentleman come up and said, I suppose you're up because you're getting elected. No, sadly, you got me for another 3 years. All right, so I did send a nice reply, and I said, well, why don't you meet me for a cup of tea or coffee? And he put, why do I want to do that? And I wrote back, well, let's talk about our country and discuss things. And he went, you on about the county or your country? And I went, the country. And he goes, you're a bit above your station, aren't you? Well, I had to write back, well, at least I've served my country. And he did say, well, I am patriotic. Well, I'd still like to meet you. I mean, we're both all patriotic, but I'm a gentleman, and I always will be a gentleman, and I always reply to all your keyboard warriors. You won't really offend me because I've served for this country and was prepared to die for this country. So,
well, also just keep in mind the political setup and the way our county is organized. You guys are Devon County councilors. You represent different divisions in the Exeter area, different patches, right? And basically, one of your jobs is to make sure that the money that the council gets from the government and the council raises from the taxpayer is used effectively. So,
yeah, I mean, it's a case
good.
of the
That's
one
a
thing
good-
we've always said, though, is, is to cut the waste, the amount of waste that goes through Devon County Council. The job's still done, but it's done at a very high price. And a lot of people, as far as I can see, are profiteering. And,
we can't say that, Tony.
Oh, can't we?
No.
All right,
because we
forget
don't
what I've
know.
just
You've
said.
gotta-
then,
it's got to be factual. So,
factual. Not true, then, that one.
but going on to that, sadly, council tax is going up 4.99%. Am I correct?
Plus what Exeter City are putting up by as well,
Right. So
which is another 2%, I believe.
I had a lovely email from a nice gentleman
And that is true.
yesterday, and he said Reform Council have also put up their council tax. Remember, these reformed councillors have inherited inherited stuff. We can't fix it overnight, right? The main thing now is to dig deep into contracts, services. Our biggest outlay, 79%, is for adult services, children, right, which we have to support, and I fully support that.
Yeah, I mean, I fully support that one.
Yeah, but what?
But I was going to say that, I mean, obviously I can't say that perhaps some people are profiteering more than they should.
But aren't these services, majority of these services, effectively mandated by law? So effectively, in order for the scope of these services to change significantly, reform or another party different from Labor has to get in the power in order to change the legislation. Is that a fair comment, Neil?
No, that's a fair comment. And the more everybody thinks being a councillor is fairly easy. Well, if I said, give you the next hour, ring up if you want to be a councillor, I bet we wouldn't get many people who want to be a councillor. It doesn't matter which part you are.
No, whichever party. I mean, it's easy, isn't it?
Yeah, and today, well, going back to so that was the weekend. Let's keep to the subject, right? So potholes we know about, weeds we know about. I met a lovely lady today, Libs Dem. We had a local government association meeting. This is where we go along. They had 5 councillors, 2 was Conservative, 1 Green, and 1 Lib Dem, and myself, Reform. And it was just discussing how we got on as councillors, how we could make things better. And do you know what, Sarah, the Green, Ilfracombe, I've learned so much from you. Okay, Louise, Lib Dems, you're a legend. She is right. She has written a book regarding potholes. I mean, this is like a Bible. I just don't understand where nobody's thought of it before. So this Bible basically will go out to us. It answers all the questions we want to know.
There's some midnight reading for me then. All about potholes.
Are we still on, Rob?
Yes.
Oh, thank you, because he's playing with the gadgets again.
Yeah, he's
Soon
found
as
a
Robert
keyboard
plays
now.
with the gadgets, he loses it all.
Found a keyboard out of nowhere.
Keep on the program here, guys.
Yeah, okay.
Your counselors are supposed to get going here.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So that was a good meeting today, and I think I left about 1:45 on that. So that was about the people working together as councillors. It's a really satisfying job. Tony, would you say?
Oh, what, as a councillor?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I'm sure my wife might say something different when I'm sitting there not talking to her on my laptop, sort of trying to deal with some of the problems, because it's not just a case of dealing with the problems. You have to relay those sort of answers back to the people who wanted to know what's been done about it. And obviously you've got to find out how to hopefully solve these problems. So one of the most important things of that, of course, is networking. And I think you'll agree with me there, Neil. Once you start to know the people, it gets a bit easier and you don't have to go through the rigmarole of waiting 10 days.
Yeah, that's good. So this will be coming out soon regarding potholes. So this, I would say, be made to everybody. So Donna and I have been out. That's my wife. We've had a good tour last week. I already told you about potholes. We've had people complaining about the potholes. Every pothole has been reported. Everybody's trying their best. It's, as I said last week, regarding these, it's the policies we need to change. Until we change the policies, the council is going to carry on. But going back to waste and money, right? Remember, 79% of our budget goes on these children and adult services. We do need to look at the services. Council tax goes up every year. And do you know what? I shouldn't watch it, but I watched a Facebook post, some plasterer today, and I can't repeat what he actually said because he was swearing every second line. But he said, I pay my taxes. I go to the supermarket. I pay tax on my food. I pay tax on my van. I pay tax on my car. My car. I pay tax for everything near enough. He said, but I don't want to pay tax on something. I've worked hard. I go to a building. I skim it. I said, the government helped skim the building. He said, it's a contract between me and that client. He said, why should I be paying the government money? I want an opt-out clause. And I thought, well, why can't we have an opt-out clause? Because if you don't want to use some of the services, I mean, I know people are going to say you got the lights, you got this, you got the police, you got all that, but we don't have much choice. So what I'm trying to say is taxes go up, your council tax go up. As far as I could serve it, the services are rubbish. I was going to say something rude then. All right. Why are they rubbish? We need to look at why it isn't happening. All right. And until we dig deep into these contracts, dig deep to where all the money is going. Well, reform can't do it in Devon because we're not in charge. And we
have nobody on the cabinet.
No. But that was an interesting, Rob, can I still carry on with this conversation? Are we back on?
No,
Are we
just a
off?
couple things if you don't mind. Well, we've always been on, man.
Oh, for Christ, that I thought we was off.
You worry too much now. You worry.
Hey, by the way, we have a lot of people watching our show tonight. Actually, it's really thrilling.
Oh.
But you never know where some of these people are from. But I appreciate the person that was on YouTube that said that the American man (question mark) in the white and the blue shirt needs to move his microphone closer. So microphone's closer.
I've been telling you that.
Yeah, well spotted. As well spotted man on YouTube.
I was typing away and it said thank you, and the screen went blank. So that's why you
pull your mic closer.
It's as close as it's gonna get. Okay,
I tell you what, I'm gonna have to get you a boom mic, I reckon.
But I am a legal immigrant. I came here in 1997. Okay, but yeah, I am originally from the USA, New York. Thank you very much.
Well spotted on that one.
And by the way, Tony, you got a fan as well.
Oh, have I?
Yeah, 2 fans actually tonight.
Oh,
that's
First
one
of all,
more than me.
Nat, some gentleman by the name of Nat said you're exactly right. There's a lot of waste.
Apparently I can't talk about the waste.
On the
so.
case, and then
Yeah.
another person named Tony Stevens commented.
Oh, did I?
Aren't you? Isn't your? So somebody might be hacking. Your
Somebody's
Facebook.
hacking my account, so that's going to be a rude one, isn't
Anyway,
it?
back to you, Neil. Okay?
Keyboard warrior.
Yeah, so it's interesting. So going back to the local government association today, do you know, there were some really honest conversations around there. Basically, we 3 of us agreed, let's put politics aside. It doesn't matter whether you're the Green Party, the Lib Dem Party, the Conservative Party. Oh, sorry, Labour's not there. Sorry, I thought I'd get that in.
Get that one in.
Yeah, we all
Sorry,
work together. We all work together because 3 of us agreed it's not about politics, it's about the people. And I look at that and I think it's about the people. We can't please everybody, and like I said, you're going to get keyboard warriors, but we are working hard to try and push a rock uphill. And I've invited anybody onto this.
Yeah,
podcast,
I mean, this is the thing.
Go on, Tony.
I was going to say this is the thing. We are reform. I will say that. It doesn't say reform there, but for these particular podcasts, we're non-political because we want to listen to everybody, all points of view, all sides. We're not going to judge anybody. We like the guests. It's interesting. So people do say, why don't we have reform up there? Because we want anybody to come on. They don't have to be a reform person. They could be anybody. We will listen to them.
Well, speaking of which, we've got an interesting guest.
Well,
that
no,
just came
all right,
on.
that's my shout now.
Huh?
Somebody complained because we never had a beautiful woman in the show.
Oh, really?
So now I've got my beautiful wife, Dana Mulligan.
Hi.
Dana, she's back in. She's come in code. She's come from work. She literally is code.
We have to stop talking about her now.
And do you know what? This is really interesting, Rob, because she doesn't really know what we're going to discuss tonight. So I have to make this clear. Put the the video on me, Rob. Onto me. Right. She is politically neutral. And I'd say that to everybody.
Neutral.
Not because she hasn't got a clue what's going on, because sometimes she's more interested in, what are them called? Them crime things. How to kill your husband or something?
Wives with knives.
Yeah, so I do sleep with one eye.
It's one of my favourites.
I do sleep with one
There
eye
we go.
open every night. Sorry, Rob, we're off the subject now. Thank you. I didn't think you were going to join us.
No, that's a bit of a surprise.
Well, you
there.
sulked.
I didn't soak.
You
I didn't-
did.
Oh, dear.
Right, hang on. Let's
Well,
get
let's
this
save
right.
it till later
no,
on,
let's
that
get
one.
this right, Rob. Before you go off this morning I said, would you come on the show? Because Nat has got his arm ripped out. The other gentleman can't do it because
For political reasons.
for political reasons, even though we're neutral.
We're neutral.
And she said, yeah, I'll come on. So I rung her just now. Nah, I ain't
I was
coming
busy. I was working.
on. Yeah,
Good
well,
job
so-
you're non-political, isn't it, Donna?
I am.
Okay, so back on track.
Right.
Back on
Okay.
track.
That's
I think
that
the
bit.
next one's a heat source pump.
Well, yeah. Let's put your wife, who's got a great intellect and great beauty, on all in the hot seat. Okay. What's your husband really been doing? He's Donna, he's been mentioning a few things about what he's been doing, but anything come to mind this week?
Pull
It's
it down.
interesting, Huh?
Oh,
So they can see your mouth.
oh, sorry. What he's been doing this week?
Yeah. Well, any week. Has he been doing anything since he's been elected? Maybe that's a better question.
Well, what hadn't he been
Well,
doing?
I barely know who he is, so that's a start. Yeah, you've been doing loads, haven't you? You haven't stopped. Since he
Yeah.
got elected, he's not stopped working and doing council work, I would say, from last May. He has just been on it.
Over the weekend, Neil said, "Okay, well, I'll see you tomorrow morning." And tomorrow morning to me means 6:30 in the morning because I know he's up at 5 o'clock. And actually, I did not meet you at 6:30 Monday morning. I was busy. Okay?
I read
So I
that
agree with
message. I read that message. You were like, yeah, I'll be
but
there.
Our priorities
but
are
not 6
our
a.m..
grandkids, aren't they? And I said that we were kept up. Saturday night was an interesting night, wasn't it?
But anyway, Donna and I are two witnesses to prove that both Tony and Neil are totally dedicated to their work.
It does, in all fairness, Rob, I mean, we're coming up to nearly a year now in May. It takes over your life. You go to bed, my wife will confirm this, you'll go to bed, you'll wake up at 2, 3 in the morning and think, I've got to go downstairs and I've got to deal with this issue.
Thank you. Okay, should we start talking about the first topic, Neil?
Yeah, heat source pump.
Right, we're on the
One
heat
of
source
my-
pump.
As I was first elected councillor of this area, heat source pump come up on the radar. Donna, you don't know much about the heat source pump, do you?
No.
That's quite honest there, Donna. That's what we like.
Okay, so it all
That's
started
a no.
off, it's gone through, okay, so it should go through planning. Everything goes through planning, right? But they started to lay the pipes the other side of the river. So I did question about the pipes being laid the other side of the river. And when I went to planning, Rob, you went and Tony and I went
You're banned from the pipe laying site now, aren't you?
No,
Neil?
Exeter City Planning. I basically made an allegation saying, well, why are you having planning when you've already given planning before the planning meeting? And they actually stopped and looked at me and said, we haven't given planning permission for anything, which was a load of rubbish. Because, yes, Robert.
Well, I just was wondering if we should just back up, just explain what you're talking about, actually.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
Most
sorry.
people might
Okay, sorry, my
most people
apologies.
may
So
not even know.
basically, down by the river in my area, Marsh Barton, they're going to put a heat source pump.
No, they may not.
No, they are.
All right,
Well, they are. It's
then.
not may not. It's all. You know. So in 2023, 5 million was paid to One Energy. In July, it was another another 5 million paid to One Energy. So it was all going ahead. All right, whether you like it or not. So the heat source pump was going to take water from the River Ex. It's not going to take it from the River Ex now. They're going to drill down into the ground, shove water down, then heat it up. Right, it's going to cost around 110 million to 120 million to build the project. Okay, 42.7 million are going to come out the public purse, our money, our taxes, and the rest is going to be privately sponsored. Well, private sponsors don't do it because they think there's good health. They do it because they make a profit. Them pipes are massive pipes, yes.
Yeah. Well, maybe two comments. The public can go actually see some of the work that's going on. It's already some of the pipes have been laid, and they're trying to cross Topsham Road.
Well, they originally, Rob, they actually wanted to go all the way down Topsham Road, but we got told no because of the disruption it would cause.
That makes sense. And the overall concept, I think, is to provide green energy, basically, through energy that's extracted either from the air.
I don't know how much diesel they're using to dig
to-
these roads
and-
up.
But mainly they're public sector clients, aren't they, Neil?
Okay, so it's one of my gripes. I'm sorry. It stunk from the beginning. All right. So they're going to feed the hospital. They're going to feed the university, the civic centre, if they haven't sold it off yet. Okay.
Yeah, that'll be gone. I think that's a no-no. So.
Okay. Right. My biggest thing is, they look at going to be commercial offices, large housing development, and public buildings. Well, I know about plumbing. I know that radiators got to be changed, the pipework's got to be changed. They're going to lose 10 to 15% heat before it even gets for the first place. To me, I understand about saving the planet. I totally agree with that. But I don't think this heat source pump is not going to help any of us in Exeter. And remember, Donna, how much percentage of carbon monoxide do we produce in the world?
I have absolutely no idea.
Well, they are, you see.
That's a good thing because I don't take my work to bed, actually. 1%. All right, 1%. All right. So it's a green belt area, I call it. They change the rules to suit themselves. And if anybody wants to contradict me, you so be, do it. All right. There's a nice area down there. They're going to dig up. They're going to put this massive building in there. It's going to provide nothing except heartache because there's actually about 20 kilometres of pipework's got to be laid.
It is in the flood risk area as well.
Oh yeah, but they can get around that.
They can
somehow,
get around
can't
that
they?
one.
Right, 20 kilometres through the heart of Exeter, who's a Roman city. All right, I just think, where do these people get these ideas from? And remember the solar farm there, Rob. How many diesel engines Dana is down there? I'm bringing
No,
you into
don't
the
have
show.
a clue about that one either, do you?
12.
That's not bad guess. 19. Yeah, around about 19. And when do they kick in the winter? What time?
Time of day?
Yeah.
6 o'clock in the evening.
You're guessing 12 o'clock.
Yeah, they're right next to apartment complex, aren't they?
Oh, it's greenwashing. I just think I just think the the solar farm is greenwashing. If you don't know what greenwashing is, they wrap it around calling it green, but when you look into it, it's not green because you've got diesel engines. If you look at the heat source pump, you've got gas turbines going to kick in because the weather is not here, right? And
Rob's
already
got a question.
Go on.
Oh, thanks. No, I was just going to comment that on a national front, I think Ed Miliband was saying that, because green energy will reveal millions of jobs and your electricity bills will be going down, and the Green Party is saying we'll be self-sufficient and all this kind of stuff. Well, the thing is, if it smells like a duck or walks like a duck, looks like a duck, right? And when you have our lovely MP giving tens of millions of pounds to these people that drive Rolls Royces, right? And the clients are only public sector clients, right?
Yeah.
It's not economical because if it was economical, they'd be trying to sell it to us, the public, right? So that's that. Yeah.
What's your view on that,
Yeah.
I don't have a view on it.
Oh, straight to the point again, Donna. I mean, the thing is, Ed Miliband will tell you about the green and how good it is, but it adds a lot of money onto our yearly electricity and energy bill. We subsidise it, and I think we subsidise it by quite a lot.
Yeah,
So
that's
for the bills to go down, that's lovely, but at the moment the bills are quite high, as I know when I pay them every month.
Right. So the question what I say is this going to be to reduce the cost for the public buildings? Remember, we pay for the public buildings. It's all taxpayers' money. How much is it going to cost? How much is the taxpayer paying? Is it sustainable? And basically, who's making profit out of it? Because at the end of the day, these private people don't do it because of our health and being green. They do it to make a profit. And that's my biggest gripe right now is I understand people got to make profit, right? But 42.7 million, and that's only in Exeter. Now, I know if I'm correct, they're doing it in Bristol as well, and I dare say they're doing it in Gloucester, wherever places they're doing it. So these people, there's about 19 people who own the actual big company, are making a lot of money.
Well, they're running up and down the country. Obviously, they've been able to, get the procurement award, and now they're running all over the place trying to put these projects in, and they're having the taxpayers subsidize it. Again, it's not economical at all because if they would be, they'd be selling it to my daughter, or your kids, right, Neil?
Yeah, but also the solar farms. Now, I'm meeting somebody later on regarding the solar farms. We've got the solar farms going into some really big, you're talking about large areas of farms.
Well, it's arable farm, isn't it?
Yeah,
Land.
but I've been told.
Sorry,
that,
what did you say? Animal farm?
Arable.
Oh, sorry. Arable.
So I know that Marsh Barton is breaking point. They've got so many, because of all these new housing building, all these substations, they're at breaking point.
Yeah, and keep in mind, we've got a really great commentator on YouTube on our channel tonight. Thank you very much. And she mentioned, I hope it's true, But not only is UK only commit 1%, but they,
She,
or
they,
not a
yeah.
they or whatever, but it's 0.04% of the CO2 comes from the United Kingdom. 0.04%. I don't even know.
That's
what
because,
that is.
like I
It's
say,
so small.
we commit to
Probably
doing our
like a
bit,
piece of
whereas
dust
other
on the carpet,
countries
right?
don't.
So let's go back to my lovely, beautiful wife. Yeah?
Who
Yeah? All right.
Fountain of
was?
We had a
knowledge.
message
No.
just now. What was the message? Where's the sparkle of this podcast?
What?
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, I thought they
I-
can't be talking about me. But,
Oh,
didn't
they
it?
must be. They must be.
Yeah, what was the comment that was said? Where's the sparkle or something like that?
Yeah, where's the glamour?
The glamour.
Oh,
Yeah, straight
Go on.
off. Andrew said it was Andrew.
Or glamour.
I don't know who Andrew is, but that's fine.
thanks,
But
Andrew.
Our very first commentator says, "Where's the sparkle tonight? Where's the glamour?"
Oh,
right?
wow.
So and I can't even hit the applause button.
Well, just tell us about your
Yay.
week. Let's go off subject. Tell us about your week. How has it been living with me?
You're a nightmare.
In what way?
Meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting. Council. That's all I hear. That's all I hear.
Yeah, but you do give me some lovely guidance with the keyboard warriors, don't you?
Yeah, there are a few keyboard warriors out there. But you've done really well this
we
week.
will say again, please feel free to come on and vent your opinions. We will listen.
You can change the camera, Rob, and it's not
Yeah.
all about Donna.
No, well, it can be, can it? No, I said please come on.
No.
You don't have to hide behind a keyboard. We don't.
But can I also say that a gentleman sent a message, and I'm not going to mention names, and I replied to him. And do you know what? He was really courteous to me. He said, "Thank you for a respectful reply." And do you know what? That's what I like. Debate, not hate. And same again. My phone number, Tony's phone number is public. If you want to ring up, you want to
No
come on
rude
this
phone
show,
calls,
you're
please.
quite welcome. Rob, tell us about the gentleman who come to your door the other day. And I actually did ring him. I didn't tell you, did I, Rob?
Oh no, you didn't tell me. But yeah, a couple days ago, a man came to my door. See, guys, fortunately, I live next door to Neil and his wife Donna. It has the pros and cons, believe me.
What are
Anyway,
you laughing at?
Many times I get people coming to my door, delivery people, but this man is very interesting. And he said, "Are you Neil Stevens?" And I said, "Do I look like Neil Stevens?" Anyway, he said, "Well, I met him in the high street, and he looked like him." But,
Oh, my God.
I've got a bit of glamour and sparkle.
Is that good or bad?
But he said, "I'm really this country cannot go on the way it is going on, and I really would like to have a conversation with him about it." And I didn't. If he's listening tonight, I didn't tell you where Neil lives because I didn't know you and I don't know you, but I did pass along your number. And Neil, did you talk to him?
Yeah, as soon as I realised that thank you for coming to my house, and do you know,
You
I
went
had
to
a
Rob's house. Didn't go to your
Rob's
house.
I did tell him I live next door, but I had a really lovely conversation to him, and he was really sincere, and thank you for being respectful, and he was really lovely. I'm gonna flick a little bit of subject off the agenda. We do have a little bit of agenda, but we don't rehearse. So Dana Mulligan, I did ask to stand as the councillor for Alphington. She did think about it. I thought I was winning the case. All right. We'll come back to that in a minute regarding voting. All right, Dana. All right. But we're going to go on to the buses. The buses today, and we're talking about A bus and C bus.
And E-bus.
Yeah, and E-bus. So remember, guys, this goes out to quite a big network right now. But the main aim of this podcast is to relay to all our constituency or constituents in our areas what is happening. And I had a really good conversation with Peter. He's the big boss in Stagecoach. And Tony and I went down there. Julian Medcoff went down there as well. And I'm going to read it a little bit out. I'll keep it very short, Robert, Dana, Tony. Okay, this will be put down on my Facebook. It will be also put out locally. Right, services A-bus. That's all changing. I'm not going to go into it. Services C-bus, Mapford. All right. There's a lot of stuff going on where the buses are going to change. So the running times are going to be adjusted to improve reliability and punctuality. All right, people can't please everybody. All right, and we're not pretending to.
You've got to say this is all reliant on there not being any roadworks anywhere.
Yeah, no. So off-peak buses remain every 15 minutes, Monday, Friday and Saturday. During morning and afternoon rush hours, it will be 20 minutes. What I did learn, the actual rush hour times, they have less people. Now, people could argue that or discuss it, all right? But in our area, the times after the rush hours, there's more people use the A bus and all that than any other time. So they will keep to the 15 minutes to keep reliability. The in between the working hours, I call it, okay, 7 till 9, right, they'll do 20 minutes. But if you want to get uptown, the quickest route is the C bus. All right, so the C bus is going to run from Matford, ride through Soughton Park and Ride. All right, they're extending it to the new area in Alphington, so Bad Humber Way, A379, Chudley Road, Church Road, and then return Church Road, Dawlish Road, Chantry Meadow, Chudley Road. I know a lot of people who watch this show thinks, well, what the hell that is? I'm just relaying this to my constituency. All right, but like I said before, Stagecoach works in the whole of Devon, Cornwall, and I think it's the Isle of Scilly or something like that.
Well, it won't be very far on that
Yeah,
one, would
I
it?
ring Peter up. I said, I need a meeting with you. Peter, really, really appreciate that. He dropped everything. I went in today. We had a good conversation, 45 minutes. He gave me the latest update. He sent me all the paperwork regarding what's happening, and that'll be relayed to everybody in our area.
I will add quickly that the e-bus is going to be the same going through Exwick every quarter of an hour. That is reliant on the roadworks, which at the moment obviously is in Exwick, so it is affecting the bus services.
You don't really take a bus, Donna, do you?
No,
Below you,
I
innit,
don't
Donna?
actually.
No.
Right.
No.
Chauffeur-driven car, isn't it?
Well, I like my wheels. I do. I like my wheels, but obviously public transport is very
But
important.
I'm going to open an invitation to you.
Go on.
James Exeter Cycling, which we've had on here. Hi, James. Really appreciate it. You've invited me out to do a ride around where we can do some areas where we can stop and put bikes up. So I'm going to invite Tony, Rob, and Dana. We're going to ride the route. Look forward to it. Really look forward to it because we're a great believer. We can moan and groan and do whatever, but let's get out and see.
Yeah, we'll get out and we will cycle around.
So we're going to cycle the route.
Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna
Donna will
pump your
probably
wheels
take the
up on your
chauffeur.
bike.
Oh
limousine.
my word. Neil bought me this bike for Christmas once with a lovely basket at the front. I think the only person that has...
I've ridden it. Actually, it was quite nice.
You've ridden my bike?
Yes. I
Oh.
borrowed it once.
Did you?
Yes.
Well, the
It
only
was an
person
experience.
who's
Very comfy,
been on it
actually.
is my friend Tracy. And
me.
Hi,
yeah.
Tracy.
Hi,
Yeah.
Tracy.
It took me a few months to get it back, but it did.
Okay, back to business here.
Oh,
sorry.
little
sorry,
piece of
Rob.
trivia, okay?
Sorry,
You've
Rob.
been here a lot longer in Exeter, but is there somebody named Josh Whittaker or something? Do you know?
Oh, he's a comedian, yeah.
Okay.
Born up
Well,
in Dartmouth.
I think maybe it's the Energy Center comment, but I guess some person on Facebook named Tony Stevens just made a comment.
Again.
Yeah, Tony Stevens.
Oh.
Anyway, he said, "What do you think about Josh Whittaker because he was protesting about the land?"
I've got to be careful what I say about this.
I've lost the plot here. What's going
No,
on?
what it's to do with is to do with the plot of land.
Well,
The plot
Who's
of
got
land
your
at Devon
phone?
County Council. And the Greens aren't happy with it being put up for sale. So I have to be very careful, and I can't really comment on
You
it
can't
because
comment because
I
it
actually
you
sit
will
on the
cross line.
committee, the land and property. So unfortunately, it's something I can't comment about
Yeah,
Well, can you
as
just
much
comment
as
about-
I'd like to.
Can you comment about the fact that a
Yeah, I
person
mean,
of his
I've
notoriety
seen
is-
I've seen the land, and you know when you look at the land, it would be lovely if it was landscaped. It's about I can't think how big. It's quite a fair size, but
it's about
unfortunately,
an acre in it.
it's about an acre. But unfortunately, it does have concrete bases where the offices used to stand, so nobody can use it. It's fenced off, and it's been fenced off for quite a few years. So the problem is, unless somebody, we'll say the Greens, for instance, unless somebody can come up with a plan where that the concrete and all that is dug out and removed, and you put the soil back and you landscape it, then at the moment it's just wasteland. Nobody can use it. It is fenced off. It is dangerous.
But you're not allowed to say anything.
But I'm
Tony,
not allowed to say
for
anything
somebody
at all.
that wasn't allowed to say anything.
No, because I can,
you said quite a lot there.
I can say that because anybody can go up and look at it.
Oh, okay.
What I can't say is anything else.
See,
Okay.
I like to put it back to grass and meadows and kids.
Well,
and,
I would love to put it back to grass and meadows, but where's the money coming from?
do you know
That's
what
you've got to
really
know.
gets on my nerves? It's all about the
Money.
frigging money.
Well, it
So
is,
every
yeah.
time we say it's about the money, all right, we somebody commented, we pay our car tax. The car tax was for roads. Well, why are we looking at a pothole when we pay all
But
this
then,
car?
you know, when
hang on.
you fill it
They're
with
putting up-
fuel.
they're putting up 4.99 for council tax, and you said that, well, hang on a minute, where's it all going?
But did you realise that they wanted to put it up by 10%, Neil? So they could get all this extra hundreds of millions to put on the roads. But it was rejected, that. And you were one of the ones like myself who rejected it.
Well, yeah, but I just think we need. Anyway, we're not going down about
Okay,
the
let's
money.
bring it back to our.
Yeah, reality.
Sorry,
This is my
Josh, by the
interesting
way.
subject
Back
now.
on the agenda.
Love you,
interesting
really.
local elections.
Yeah. Okay. Anything more about the bus services, Neil?
Yep. So it will come out on the on my Facebook. I will get the message out to all the areas. I will print stuff out to tell you what is actually happening with the different services. They've actually added the C bus, which will accommodate the new builds around Alphington. And I think give it a chance. It's not going to be perfect, but they understand what is happening and they're trying to do reliability. So when it's rush hour, it's going to be 20 minutes per bus. When it's non-rush hour, which is the most populated people, right, the older generation get out, they want to go uptown, that's when it'd be every 15 minutes. If you're going to go uptown quickly, take the C bus, which go past the railway station in Marsh Bar and up around the back and uptown. So my advice is don't take the A bus if you can get the C bus. Does that make sense?
Or walk, of course.
No, you can't.
And don't be
always
so
walk.
lazy.
You can't always.
Some people can't walk.
Well, you won't, will you?
You could walk if you live in Rockcliffe, right? Couldn't you?
Yeah.
But while we're on the subject, I met a really lovely lady today. Sarah, thank you, Sarah. She was a green. She's green, and she's from Ilfracombe area. And do you know what? She was talking about the buses. She was talking about a lot of people rely on the buses, and if the buses aren't there, they can't get to their appointments. And it's a deprived area, and their mortality rate is 15 years less than us. Do you know? Didn't I listen to her? I actually pinged her. I said, after we've had this LGA, which is Local Government Association, can I talk to you afterwards? And I said, I just need to understand. And she's deprived area because the infrastructure is not there. The buses aren't working. Sorry, that's incorrect. The buses are working, but it's just, it's different people in different areas who don't have. We're lucky in Exeter. We're lucky. Sorry,
Okay, we
I've
gotta
been
get
told to
back
move
on
on.
topic here.
Yeah, that's another subject. I'm going to
Local
invite her on.
elections, okay, let's kick this off. It's a very interesting thing. So if it wasn't for the Reform Party, from what I understand, we wouldn't be having the extra elections. Is that right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Lib Dems. Yeah, go for it.
No. I'm
Go on, Donna.
very happy that the local elections are happening. Ecstatically happy. Everybody should be able to vote. People shouldn't be able to just stay in their positions. And Reform won that, didn't they?
Yeah, okay. So Lib Dems brushed off up
Yeah.
in Devon County Council, but let's do the bottom line. Reform took the government to court. Nobody else did. Some people said they disagreed with it, but they took them to court. Before they went to court, the lawyers for the government said, you're going to lose. All right, so we're back on. So we're back on in May. And this is my question to everybody. The percentage of people who do local elections or even general elections is really low. So what's it, about 35% if I'm looking at
Well,
figures?
even on that big election in Manchester, I think it was only 49%.
No, I don't think it was that much.
Was it? It
But-
was quite low.
But we'll come back to
Yeah, it
local
was quite
elections.
low.
So one of our messaging the next few weeks, and if we have people here who are neutral, Donna is neutral, and I have to stress that. She might say a bit because I want her to say a bit because, you're an Irish citizen, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she's proud to be Irish, and her family's Irish, and hi to the Irish families. I can't say anything bad because I might end up in a hole in the road somewhere. Yeah, but to be honest, what I don't understand is we can moan and groan about this country, right? But the only way you can sort it out. And now, right, let's talk about politics. Do you think, Rob, people have lost interest?
Well, I think people are confused about what, frankly, this comes up all the time. What does a Devon County councilor do or an Exeter City councilor do, really, and how do you all help them? But I think you're making progress in explaining that to them, but still there's a lot of confusion. And
Well,
apathy
let's
for-
go on to Exeter City Council. Okay, so the first thing, they deal with homelessness. Correct, Tony?
Yeah, they do, and a fantastic job of lad they do on that.
Even though we've got one of the biggest homelessness in the
Well,
country.
that's just
They help deal with the drugs, which is coordinated by Devon, by the way, and people will correct me. Parks, they deal with parks. They deal with dustbins, Dana. Okay, so they deal with all that side of it. Devon County councillors deal with the bigger picture, the roads and everything like that. So in May, we've got...
Sorry. When you say the roads and everything like that, what do you mean?
I'm on about the weeds, and the weeds are then... Right, going down a big
the
subject
maintenance of bridges, the highways,
Brilliant. Yeah.
here.
road
All
surfacing, the potholes,
all the bigger stuff.
all the
But
bigger stuff.
going back to May elections, and we're going to be pumping this a little bit, right? Labour has been controlling Exeter. You know my gripe about Exeter.
Yeah.
You know, I just think that it's deteriorated over the years, and I just think the change is as good as the rest. Sometimes we need to give people a change, and we're gonna put councillors in. We're gonna put reformed councillors. We've kept it quiet for a reason. All right, we're not going to be knocking on doors at this time like not the Greens, the Labour
Well, we
Party.
won't be coming down from London, will we, knocking on doors?
Yeah, so this is all about politics right now, and I'm sorry to bring this up, but it's very interesting. I still don't understand how the bigger percentage of the population don't vote. And can any of you answer me that? So we moan and groan, and we do everything about that, but nobody votes.
I think over the years, from when we've grown up, it's got less and less people voting.
But I could answer my own question actually.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are living hand to mouth, actually, Neil and Tony, living day to day, and they get home from work exhausted and couldn't be bothered. I think really.
Yeah,
a lot of people like that.
I actually work as well. Tony works, Dana works, and when I come home, I pick up a second and I work. I understand that. I understand that people are working to survive. All right, and survival is everybody's, because you've got to look after your families, you've got to feed your families. But I think, actually, if we want to talk about politics right now, we'll go for it. Greens are far left. Then you have Labour. Then you have Lib Dems, which are roughly centre. Then you have the Conservatives, and then you have the Reform, which is right. I've already explained about right wing, left wing. Right wing would do the French Revolution. If you do the monarchy, you sit on the right wing. If you don't want the monarchy, you sit on the left wing. So if you look at the policies of the Greens, for example, the Greens, all right, they want more government control. Tony?
Yeah, I mean, I could read out some of the things they do want, which they may not publicise. I mean, they want a wealth tax. So 1% tax on all assets above 10 million. So that's me done then for a start.
You don't own 10 million.
Oh, where are you going to get that
I
from?
was giving it the big one then. So
I
we'll
was going to
forget
say,
that.
where do you own 10 million?
Yeah, I was giving you, renters' rights, giving local authorities powers to introduce rent controls. A 4-day working week.
Well, I have to say that I do actually agree
Well,
with that.
I'd like to know how that one's done.
People?
What about the self-employed people?
Well, if they don't work 4
Yeah, how
days
do
a
you
week,
get it?
how are
Oh,
they going to get paid?
And
I think a
raises-
4-day week would be lovely.
Raising the minimum wage to £15 an hour. Now, I was earning that through driving a lorry, and I think, well, that's really good. So if I was working for...
Right, no, so
Well, that's an incentive for
No, but I have a
our
take on
young
this.
But then the cost of
people
living
to
would
work.
go up, you see.
Well, yeah, but I have a different take on this. All right, so I look at this. So they actually want to put in that everybody
Yeah.
everybody gets paid money every month or every week. That's everybody. Doesn't matter what you earn, whether you work or don't work.
Sorry, who's saying this?
This is the Green Party.
The Green Party. Okay,
So
yeah.
their policy is, and I understand you can't have, they say there's a big divide, right? Well, that's the government's fault in the big divide, right? But what they're saying is to bring that down, everybody gets, say, 100, 200, 400, 500, 700 quid a month.
Okay.
All right. Where are they going to get that money from?
Sounds a bit like Cuba.
Where are they going to get the money from?
They all get the same money. It doesn't
No,
matter what they do.
Yeah, but
That's my $10 million goal,
actually,
isn't it?
Cuba was lovely, though, wasn't it? The
Yeah,
cigars
really
are
nice,
lovely.
yeah.
But where are they going to get the money from? That's my biggest question. It's, go
Well,
on, Rob,
it
you're itching.
sounds good, doesn't it?
You're itching to say something.
No, just to say that, if memory serves me correctly, the origin of the Green Party was that they really were focused on environmental issues.
And
really.
exactly, and they
Yeah,
seem to have
that's
gone
what
a
it
bit.
prehistorically used to be. When you thought of the Green Party, you did think about cutting down emissions. You thought about everything that was going to be
Wind farms.
Wind farms, yeah, absolutely.
Solar farms.
Yeah, all of that
Everything.
kind of stuff.
People
What about-
running
what about-
around
what
with
about
But
breast
now-
daisies on their heads.
Sorry, I thought I'd get that.
Stop. But now
Go ahead,
it's about legalizing some pretty hardcore A-class drugs. And those types of policies are quite dangerous, I feel.
And you don't have to vote green to be green. For example,
No.
if anybody wants to be really cheeky, actually, they'd probably be able to find out where I live. And next Thursday will be the brown bin day, gray bin day.
Yeah.
You can examine my bin. And you can examine it because
whatever
it's
floats
easy,
your
because it
boat.
won't be out there, because I recycle every single thing. And if anybody is in the Green Party and they don't recycle every single thing and don't have a gray bin out,
Right, let's bring it in.
No,
now.
I like that,
know what I
Rob.
mean?
Yeah,
No,
I know what you mean.
Let's bring it in now. So we've talked about Greens.
Right.
We're now Reform. We'll talk about them later on. Let's bring it into the next factor, Labour. Okay.
who?
Well, Labour. So they want to increase public spending. They want stronger public services. Well, we all want stronger public service. Net zero for the government investment. Right. So where are they getting the money from? That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, I think you'll find that they'll be taxing us more.
The only good thing about Labour is they want to keep the nuclear deterrent. Robert,
Yes,
as
sir.
a military man, right? Some people say we should remove the nuclear deterrent. What is your view on that?
Well, if I was the 60% of the people that don't vote, then I might be. You might be shocked to say this, hear this out there, but do you really are you really entitled to opinion if you don't vote? Because if you don't vote, then how are you going to influence those who make the decisions, right? So, by the virtue of the fact that I do vote, I wouldn't. I'd vote for keeping this country strong to defend us against.
I've worked in different
terrorists.
environments around the world, so I know that. Okay, so say Afghanistan, a beard, just growing a beard means manly.
Right.
Okay, we were made to shave, so they looked at us differently, right? But a lot of the SF and all that, we wore beards and all that. So it's how you perceive yourself. So if we take the deterrent away, do you think these bullies in the playground really respect that?
Yeah.
Would you say that? Would you say that?
Well,
Rob?
it'd just make you a target, wouldn't it?
Well, let's. I think we're just getting into our next topic, aren't we? Really, which is.
But let's keep to this
Right.
subject. So what we're going to promote for the next so many weeks is we're going to introduce you candidates. You're going to be Reform candidates. I say I don't care who you are, what you are, and who you vote for, but please vote. All right, please make that just get out and vote just to get this country.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Don't
Because-
whinge and
Yeah,
then
no, I
don't go
respect-
voting, right?
No, I actually respect if there's 100 people voted and 56 people voted to change. Well, I go with what they want to do because that's
Yeah,
democracy.
you got to realise, even doing what we do as county councillors, whether you voted for us or not, we still have an obligation, and what we will do is deal with any problems you've got. We don't discriminate.
Yeah, so
Discriminate. sorry.
Discriminate.
yeah,
Discriminate. I did
Your
have-
wife will be telling you
I
off for
did
that,
correct
so
myself.
you'll be getting in trouble.
If you ever get time, guys, watch.
It's infrastructure.
Watch the
Infrastructure.
what was it? Political Southwest.
Politics
on a
Southwest.
Sunday morning.
On the third, I used the word infrastructure instead
Yes.
of infrastructure. So
Don't let the family pick on you,
They
darling.
did pick on me. Yeah,
Okay, Neil, just to add another comment comes in. It's kind of echoing what we're going to say.
Not me
what
again,
we've
is
been
it?
saying. No, it's not Tony Stevens, or it's not Donna Mulligan either. But
Dana Mulligan.
anyway, thanks for another YouTube comment, which reflects what I said. Was a lot of people are really struggling. People are working hard, and they really couldn't be bothered a lot of times because what they say and how they vote is not what actually gets translated into reality. So thanks for that comment. So should we get on to the?
Yeah, no, just stick to this. I know we got to go on another subject, but do you know what? Everybody struggles right now, and it's really, really bad. And I would say consecutive governments have let the people down. That's my view. So we either go left, which I call socialism, or we go right, and we lower our taxes and we help everybody. You know, these people I met today, the Lib Dems, there's three of us. We all agree. It's all about the people. Right? It's all about the people. And you know, if I can reduce taxes, I'm only one man. Yeah, I would really scrutinise where we're spending all our money and what we're spending it on. Right, and I might be harsh.
But what you're going to accept is the cost of living.
Yeah, but my mother
is going
always
to go
says
up.
if you're spending too much, you need to look at what you're spending. Right, Rob, go on. You're getting itchy here.
He's going near
Oh,
that
nothing. I
button.
just was
Going near that
But
button
I
again.
will
Right.
add.
We're
I was
talking
going to
about
get
the
us on the
global
topic,
conflict, aren't we?
but before we do that, I was just reflecting on some of the work that I've had done in my house. And Donna, your brothers, leads up a big workforce of people. One of his guys came out, and it was raining like crazy that day. You probably remember that.
Yeah.
And he came out with a little electric Hilti gun. It didn't do the job to break up the slab. And he said, I'll be right back. I'm going to go to Juicen's or wherever it was. And he got this big pneumatic drill. I said, how come you got that thing? He said, because you know what? Anthony wants me to be done by the end of the day, and gosh darn it, I'm going to be done. I said, don't you want an umbrella, or do you want a cup of tea? He says, no, I need to get the job done. And, that's what this country's made of, are the people that actually don't make much money, but they're out there doing the job. It doesn't matter if it's raining. They want to get the job done, period.
Rob, can I say something?
Go
Those
ahead.
lads do make good money.
Yeah, but did I say about the podcast?
It makes
No,
good
the-
money because they gave him a big tip for that. Probably. But they didn't say that they got a lot of money
Did I,
from
did
Anthony.
I say
I'll tell you
about
that one.
the Facebook guy who's really, as a Facebook guy, he's a plasterer. I watched it, Dave. Did make me laugh. He's on about, can I opt out about paying taxes? And that's still the question I ask. You can't. Right, we're looking about the conflict, how it affects us in this area, Donna. What's your view? Because she's come in hot, by the way. She hasn't
No,
got a
I don't
clue.
even know what you're talking about.
Well, you better
Well, there's a
learn very
picture over
quick.
there.
Yeah. Go with conflict. So my favourite saying right now is, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Right.
Okay, so fuel prices are going up, energy bills are going to go up, food costs
Well,
are
why
going
does
up.
why does the war in Iran matter to us? I guess
It's all about oil.
Right?
All about
It's
oil.
all about the oil.
Yeah. It's like Ukraine, when Ukraine kicked off and people have asked me my views. Russia went in because it's a lucrative area. It's a food where they grow a lot of food. It's an industrial area. America went into Venezuela. I'm doing my research on that. Are the people happy right now? I don't know. I'm going to research on that.
Well, I think it's. I'm not sure about it. It's about the oil really, because quite frankly, America's got enough oil. Doesn't need any oil from anybody because we frack like crazy. But I think what it's about is the instability in the Middle East, because the Iranian government has as their manifesto that they want to eliminate Israel. And just a minute. And as a result, they have
You breathe.
Well, they're state sponsors of the Hamas. They create a lot of trouble for the Palestinians, denied them a state because they want to control Hamas. Hezbollah in Syria, the Houthis down there, and they're creating havoc all over the Middle East. And as we know, they've developed a nuclear bomb. And
They haven't yet.
well, that's
They're
that
trying
may be a
to.
matter of debate. But what the situation is now is they have ships allegedly ready to sail off the coast of California, and they'll launch drones on different cities. So I don't think it's about the oil, really. It's about the terrorism that they sponsor.
Yeah, it's a very interesting subject, and we could talk all night on this. So whether you support it or whether you don't support it, my view is you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. And what I mean by that, if you don't do anything about it, you wish you did, and you did something about it, and you wish you didn't. So it's a very, very touchy subject. But let's come back to reality. It affects us in this country. So everybody jumps on the bandwagon. Fuel's going to go up because people make. I don't care what you say.
Well, it
When there's
affects
a
us in
war,
this
people
country
make profit. No,
because
people make profit, Rob.
It affects us in the country due to the fuel, because the government makes most of the money on the fuel.
Yeah.
It's not like in America where there's hardly any fuel taxes. In this country, everybody's taxed to death.
I think there's 39 taxes on us,
Correct.
on this country.
Yeah.
And do you know what? Can I opt out of some of them, please? You know, I don't know. You know, I can't. But 39.
I was able to
taxes.
opt out 38 of them.
I mean, if the country was really keen to be self-sufficient, it would investigate fracking, which is all over the U.S.
Yeah, apparently not.
And
not
there are
wanted.
jobs galore, and that's why, something, a little piece of trivia, but if you looked at the GDP per capita in 2000, compared that with the U.S. and the U.K., it was very similar. But now the GDP per capita, in other words, how much that worker makes jackhammering, is only 60% of what it was 20 years ago. And one of the reasons why is because all these great jobs, that we could have over here aren't around.
Well, what baffles
Right.
me, we're paying Norway for stuff they're taking out the North Sea when we can take it out. Now you're looking baffled, Mulligan. Yeah. Right. So
Well,
remember,
this isn't my specialist subject. Shall
so
we say
remember,
that?
she supports us because she loves me, and I'm a very lucky man.
Well, the other thing is, it's kind of idiotic, really, is that Britain doesn't have a navy anymore, as we know, and
That
the
is
army is
another
unfortunately
subject
way
for
down.
next
It's
week.
another, but it's related to this global issue we're talking about, and unfortunately, I think that a lot of European leaders, global leaders, just sit back and they do whatever they want, woke, this, woke that, because they know that actually they don't have any power to influence it, and the only country that does is America. So America has to do the hard work to clean up the mess for a lot of people, because
Well, going on to that, I think
people aren't in position to do that anymore.
Since the Second World War, I think we've relied on America to be the security of us and NATO and all that. And I think whether you like Trump or not, he did call it out. I know that Great Britain did not pay the contribution, because if you know how they do it, they wrap up the pensions and they pretend they pay the money, so they haven't paid the contributions. And America has been the policeman of the world, and whether you like it or not, we shouldn't, and none of us should be in this situation anyway. This should have been sorted out years ago. And I will tell you, they've got a march going on. Am I allowed to say about the march on Sunday?
Yeah,
Saturday?
go on, get it out.
Right, it's not going to be a march. It's now a standing still regarding.
Tell us about that.
Iran.
What is that?
What is that?
Yeah, so they're supporting Iran.
Oh, it's Al-Quds Day. Al-Quds Day.
My personal view, I've done some very nasty things. Not myself, but start again.
In the army, in other words.
Excuse me. You just want to be clear about that.
Yeah, no,
Nasty
right.
things
so I've
in
worked
wars.
in areas where I have IEDs all
Thank
the
you,
time.
Donna.
I had to be
Gosh.
careful what I say. IEDs, which were
When you were in the British Army,
no,
sir, right?
Let's get this straight. I've worked in Cllrs, Muzakala, you name the areas, I've worked in it.
You haven't
I
done
was
that on
pulling-
Queen's Road, I take
I
it,
was
right?
pulling up wires where it said "Made in Iran." All right, booby traps, IEDs, made in Iran. I got pictures of it, made in Iran, right, and that was killing British soldiers. So I have no sympathy for that, and I don't care what any of you lot say. All right, when you pick an American guy up who's a medic and both his legs chopped off, 4 tourniquets to keep him alive because it was an IED made from there, I don't give a. Yeah, so don't give me sympathy. I don't care what any criticise me. But I'm back in England. I'm supporting this country, and I love this country, and this country needs to stay the same. Right, we're a Christian. And by the way, Dana, I'm getting confirmed on the 29th, and I've never had so much Mickey take out of me in my life. And do you know what? I'm proud to be part of St. Michael's Church. and I look forward to that day.
And just, I think what confirmation is, if I remember right, is like I was converted and baptized, but when I was baptized, I was a little infant.
Baptized
And
or Christian.
I wasn't really allowed to think. I
It's the
didn't
same
really
thing,
think
yeah.
about
Well,
my faith or didn't voice anything except for I can have a sweetie or something. So as you get older, you reflect, and many times as a teenager or even later, like you are, Neil, you reaffirm your faith, and that's what you're doing. And thank you very much, Neil, for sharing that with us.
And also, we are a Christian nation, and they're passing new laws soon, or they've already passed a law. We'll talk about that next week, actually. Yeah, but we're off the subject. Donna, I didn't pull you in, but I'm really, really pleased you come, and I love you more and more every day. I thought
Why are
I'd
you
better say that.
creeping? What's going on?
I want my tea later.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not
So
cooking.
let's wrap this up. And this last slide here has a few interesting things. Neil, could you talk about them, please?
Yeah, so we're looking about sponsors, aren't we? Okay, so we sponsor Devon Air Ambulance. We do that. Tony and I do that. We support the guide dogs, and we're still promoting fostering. If you can find a home for a young child, please get hold of Devon County Council Fostering Unit. They're brilliant. All right, our rules are changing, but every child deserves a home, a loving home. And if anybody can actually dig deep into the heart and find it, I would love to do it. But my family is massive. We've got another grandchild on the way, haven't we, Dana?
Yes, we have. Very
In
excited
July.
about that. Yeah.
So our life is changing every day. But do you know what? I love life. And anybody out there, and somebody called Peter, I'm not going to mention his name, wanted to be a counsellor because he wanted to change their life. And he realised that being a counsellor was a lot of work. I think you regret that decision, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Go on.
Just to add a couple things, a couple of funny comments from YouTube. First of all, this mysterious she, they, I think she says she's a she, but anyway, thank you very much. She says, spot on Neil's for her first comment. And the second one is we should be using our North Sea oil. So we should be making some money from the...
I just don't see
Okay,
why
yeah.
we don't use it.
We were taxing
We're
it,
buying- we're-
so might
Norway's
as well
taking our oil.
drill
We're
it out
buying
and
it
get
off
the
Norway.
tax money from it. And then she says at the end, I'm not sure what's going on here, but said, hasn't Ed Miliband been pouring concrete down the fracking holes or something?
Yeah, I
so
think
you
he
can't
has
frack?
actually. Yeah.
But before
So thanks for those
we're over
comments.
schedule now, and I apologise for that. Before Rob and Dana and I end it, guys, same again. You all know our emails, okay? If you want to come on this podcast, please come on. I don't care what your political views are. I would like a little bit of opposition to come on, actually, right? Because I think not debate. I think healthy debating is really good. And if you're a member of the Lib Dems, Labour, Greens, Conservatives, please come on, because I think it's healthy. Healthy is a good thing, and to talk to you guys is a privilege. For Tony, myself, and Dana and Rob, is a privilege to be allowed to talk to everybody. And I actually have to say, all these keyboard warriors, I think maybe one or two, everybody, even though they have their comments, are very polite, and I respect that, and thank you for that. Tony.
Yeah, I mean, I think I concur with that. I mean, keyboard warriors, we do get our fair share of them, and we do occasionally reply to you. Because
You love it.
it is. It's always nice when you can get one you think, yes, we'll reply to that
But
one.
remember, we're only human. We're the same as you. We live in Exeter.
Yeah, we're doing our best. Like us. Oh,
We live in Exeter.
And
Dana, what's your little
when you
comment?
say keyboard warriors, what
Well, you
does
put
that
something
mean?
up
Is
which
it
you think
email?
is-
and you'll
Well,
get a negative reply.
No, you think you're putting it up to
Are these
help
people that email you, in other words, or
Well,
what?
no, they message you and they say something negative, and I think, well, I'm only trying to, you can't, and I did actually comment, you can't please everybody.
I did actually write to one and said, stop being so negative, and he hasn't written back.
Okay. Well, I don't really pay attention to many people that
I do. I love
comment on Facebook, but if they take the trouble to email you, then I think that's a great thing.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah.
We reply to
I'd
emails.
rather be emailed with issues that need sorting. If you have a problem.
Dana.
Well, I've come in a bit kind of cold this evening, so I don't feel like I've been able to get into the conversation very much. And some of the topics are slightly out of my comfort zone. So yeah, just want to thank you for having me, even though I haven't,
Would you,
given
wanna come
much
on every week just to put
not
a bit
every
of glamour?
week. No,
Come
not
on,
every
put a
week.
bit of
Absolutely
glamour.
not. No, but I will pop on every now and again.
Oh, right.
So apologies for not being able to participate as much because I didn't know what the topic of conversation was.
Yeah, but
you've done very
but
well.
I can actually educate you every evening when we go to bed what the topics are. And do you know what? Having
Oh,
three,
yeah, great,
three grumpy
great.
men and one
Great.
beautiful
Yeah. Let's talk about this when we're in bed. Marvellous.
Yeah, mind you, there's better things to talk about than in bed. Anyway, sorry, Rob.
Okay, well,
Rob,
should we
back
wrap
to
this
you.
up by saying,
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, good night, everyone.
saying thanks to our audience? And
Thank you. Thanks
so
for
next week,
watching.
let's talk about some of these topics that caught you on the hop there, Don. Okay,
Well,
right.
yeah, absolutely.
And if you want to talk to Neil about it, at 3:00 in the morning, go ahead and be my guest.
Or I'll just wake up really early and get you, Mr. America, over.
Well, thanks a lot, but 6:30
Okay,
is
before
too
we
early
go,
for me.
we're going to
most
promote
days.
the elections. Get out and vote, guys. It doesn't matter which party you vote for. Just get out and vote because we need more than 30-something% voting. Please, just get out and vote.
Okay, guys, thanks for joining us tonight on episode 37. And we're going to have a great topic next week on episode 38. And, of course, talk a little bit more about the Exeter City Council elections. So thanks a lot. Thanks for joining us. See you next week, same time.
Respect the place that you call home.